everyone. My name is Jordan Sutton, and I'm the author of Take Back What the Devil Has Stolen from You. Okay? And sorry about that if the ring light is kind of like blocking the words a little bit, but I think you guys can be able to see it here. Again, it's available on Amazon. And it's the ebook is available. I think the ebook is like $5. So when you get the chance, click on the links below, and of course, you have everything to gain. So make sure you click on those links below. Share, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out here which part of the book that I want to talk about. And yeah, this can be considered like a quarantine special series. I'll say like a special because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get up here, and go through just about every chapter, but that's basically what I want to talk about. Look, I got my coffee with me today. But I do want to come up here also. The message before the message is to keep going, keep on. Don't be discouraged. And I know this is the COVID-19 is around, and so many things are also happening. But this is not the time to give up. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to really give into discouragement. This is not the time to really give into, I'm just going to just put all of my goals on hold, or I'm just going to put all of everything that I was going to do and just wait for the perfect conditions. The perfect conditions may never arrive. So that's why you definitely have to start where you are now, okay? And use what you have. Don't wait till you have the resources. Don't wait till you have exactly what it is that you desire. Go ahead and start, all right? That's all you need to do is just start. And no, it will not be easy. Otherwise, everyone can do it, okay? But just start where you are. Just start where you are. And yes, you will run into bumps in the road. Yes, you will run into stumbles. But I promise you it will all be worth it at the end, okay? So yeah, and I just not too long ago just woke up. So again, I got to stay motivated myself and remember to, get up and make goals. Don't say it's nothing to do. There's always something to do. Do you remember when you was a kid outside, if you were told this, and let me see, your parents or your family members or whomever may be watching something on TV. Most of the time, those soap opera stories, and they didn't want to be bothered with kids at the time, so they just say go outside, and the kids will say there's nothing to do, and they'll say, well, find something to do. With COVID-19 and any other time, find something to do, okay? Find something to do. There's always something to do. There's always something that you meant to get around to. There was always something that, even if it's not pertaining to business, or even if it's not pertaining to any personal goals, there's always something to do, okay? So keep your mind busy and stay at work and stay working towards that, okay? So, yes. Let me go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to take a sip of this right here. Oh, yeah, if y'all hear any background noise, and I say this almost on every video, I need to get some better audio, but one of those microphones where people they can't detect the background noise and the cars and any kids or neighbors that's talking really loud, because I have a lot of neighbors that talk really loud. So I need to start putting a disclaimer up there just in case. So sometimes I chew gum and just still trying to learn to get this thing right. So just a moment, y'all. Let me get this. This is so good. This is Krispy Kreme coffee I'm drinking. Y'all, this is Krispy Kreme. I was doing Dunkin' Donuts, but Dunkin' Donuts was too strong. The original flavor didn't have that. It was okay, but I felt like they changed that original flavor and they made it too strong. So I had to just dismiss that altogether. But I like Food Line coffee and I like Krispy Kreme coffee. I think those are really good. I use that French vanilla cream that a friend have used one time. But anyway, let me just get a little more sip. Oh yeah, bring your coffee. Bring your tea, bring your water, bring your sports drink, whatever you have. And yeah, come hang with me. And I need to go live one day. There's some new things I'm willing to try. And also, I do want to add, try multiple platforms. If YouTube, after a certain time, feel like it's not working out, Twitter doesn't feel like it's working out, try some other things. And I might just try to also put some of these videos on IGTV as well. Just try to spread yourself out through different platforms. And I get it, sometimes that still can feel discouraging because sometimes it feels like you can spread yourself through different platforms and you still don't come up with the results you want to see. But there was something that I tweeted, and I'm gonna get to this book, y'all. Let me see, where is my iPad? Hold on. This is it. Okay. This is it. Let me hurry up. What did I tweet today? Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter too, y'all. JBusiness is at JBusiness9. And I give words of encouragement also on the entrepreneur side as well, because again, it's something I'm actually going through. I'm actually going through the process. Okay. So yeah, almost there, y'all. Get into my account. Let me see. Okay. I put, your process may feel more uncomfortable, but it will be worth it at the end. This creates the strength and sustainability to withstand anything and prepare you for whatever you come against. So you're not wiped out from the challenges of life or business. All right. So that's the reason why this process feels like it's longer than what it's supposed to be. There's a reason why this process feels like it's challenging you. And I also wrote, greatness does not happen overnight. Your process is not strange because it's taken longer. Okay? Because sometimes we may think there's something wrong because we saw other people, all right? And maybe they're just walking in their time, but we saw other people, succeed and receive things a little bit more faster and quicker. And we feel like maybe, it's past 3 years or past 5 years and we haven't seen anything. And we know what's coming. We know what's on the way. But how come, they put in just a little bit of less effort or what it looks like, and it was able to happen for them like that. But the person that's doing this and doing that, and of course we can evaluate what we're doing wrong, but sometimes it does come down to timing. All right. And he just wants to see what you're made of. So that's what that process is for. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to be discouraging when you don't get the certain things that you really want to see. But he's preparing you for the best. He's preparing you for those things in the future that's going to be rocky. He's preparing you for something that's going to be much harder. And yes, you will enjoy the fruits of your labor, and don't think your efforts and your labor is in vain. I also want to add that in there. And this is for entrepreneurs also. This is for anybody with personal goals and dreams. And I also want to add that it's never too late. So again, and I also wrote, if you need likes, comments to validate you, you are not ready. True champions keep going. All right. And that's what my vindication book is also going to be about. Okay. So remember that true champions keep on going. If you need likes, comments to validate you, and I'm not saying there's something wrong if you receive them. I know some people are going to probably interpret that as, oh, there's nothing wrong with getting comments and likes. No, there's nothing wrong with that. I said if you just need it to validate you, because see, what the Lord sometimes will put a few people through the test is, do you still believe what you had to put out is quality, although no one is touching it? Although it seems like it's going on deaf ears, although it seems that your efforts are going in vain? Do you still believe in what you have to offer and what you have to bring into the table? And see, once you have that type of attitude and determination, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. And even, guess what? And by the time when you do get the likes and when you get the certain things and the certain results, that's going to be nice. But you know what? There's always going to be a piece in you, inside of you, that's going to be like, it didn't make you. You didn't really need it, because guess what? And it was nice that you got it. Don't get me wrong. It was nice that you got it, but it didn't make you. And you're able to survive and go through almost anything when it comes down to this process, because you didn't need that to make you. Okay. So again, if you need likes and comments to validate you, you're not ready. I'm not saying there's something wrong with receiving it, but if you need it, keyword need it, then you're not ready. because that can be taken away and then you'll crumble apart. Your foundation isn't steady. So he wants you to make sure that you have a substantial foundation. All right. Especially when he's going to do so much more with you and use you so much more. All right. So the video is what, 10 minutes. Okay. So, all right. And again, what may appear as uncomfortable or unfair will actually work out for your good. You will still come out on top. Okay. So everything that's looking like it's working against you, guess what? It's going to work for you. And this don't even have to pertain just to business. This could be personal. You may feel like this. You may feel like you're left behind. You're left out. You're forgotten about. You feel like you've been cast to the side. You may feel like you may have things a little bit more harder than what certain other people have. And I know that's sometimes not fair to say because you really don't know what they're dealing with outside of social media. But you know, just saying in general, because people don't post their failures. People don't post their process. The ugly, the bad parts, when they won't get in the views, when they won't get in the likes. You know, people. So again, this is all to strengthen you. This is all to really make you better. And it's actually going to work out for you. And just like I was talking about the other day, of how it feels like the more quality you are, and you could be a woman, be a man or whatever. And it seems like the more quality you are, the more you have yourself together, and nobody's perfect, of course. It seems like the less, you know, the less attraction or the less people you see kind of gravitate towards you. And I know that's not really all the way true, but it's just something that you can just observe. And I want to tell you, be encouraged, because that same thing that you feel like is working against you, or you feel like it could be something that you feel like personally with you. Oh my, you might feel like your body shape. You might feel like it's something with your skin. You might feel like it's something with your hair or whatever it may be. And you feel like it's working against you. No, God's going to use that same thing to work for you. Okay. It's going to work for you. Right now, it feels like it's working against you, but it's going to really work for you. And again, when it's all said and done, you're going to come out on top. Know the process doesn't feel good. Know the process is uncomfortable. And there's not a lot of people that talk about that, because maybe that was just something they experienced back in the day and it was good, but it's just like, and I know there's really no manual, and I know it's really no blueprint, because you have to go through what you have to go through. But it's not a lot of people that talks about those uncomfortable parts of the process, okay? Especially if it seemed like it happened overnight. Especially if it seemed like it didn't take that long for them to see some things come together. But for those who have been waiting, again, do not get weary, okay? Do not get weary. And I need to use some more Bible quotes and scriptures and things, so to also back up my claims, to back up my statements, okay? So again, I guess this thing should have been live. This thing 13 minutes already. Okay. Hold on real quick. Oh yeah, it's good. So again, I'm going to read it one more time. Your process may feel more uncomfortable, but it will be worth it all at the end. This creates the strength and sustainability to withstand anything and prepare you for whatever you come against, so you are not wiped out from the challenges of life and business. It's there to help you. It's there to help you excel. It's there to help you succeed. It's there to help you. It's there to propel you higher. Right now, you feel like it's against you. And it's not fair and it's not right. How come it's working out so well for this person and that person? And it didn't seem like they didn't have to do that much. How come you giving me certain requirements? How come you giving me certain things, to extra hoops to go through? But no, it's there to build you. And you're going to be so happy at the end. And I wrote on Instagram, one day you're going to be happy for every no that you receive. One day you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy for those closed doors. You're going to be happy. Right now, yeah, it hurts. Right now, yeah, it feels like it's messed up, but I want to let you know, to be encouraged, that it's not. Okay? It's all working still for your good. Everything you feel like you had against you, everything, every strike, everything, every challenge. All right? And let me just add that in here. Even when it comes to not feeling as desirable, even with feeling like that's, you're not popping, you're not the hot thing and the, I'm not going to say trending topic, because that can be a lot, but just want to let you know that the best is still yet to come. And you don't have to feel like that. Oh, excuse me, y'all. If y'all hear any background music, again, I told you this neighborhood has a lot of noise going on with it. It was just raining. And I guess people just felt like a little piece of sun came out and now they want to just go in and go hard. But this message will still continue, okay? So let that be an example of still keep going. Hey everyone, again, this is Jordan Sutton, and I'm the author of Take Back What the Devil Has Stolen From You. And I apologize for that video, just cutting off here. But this is the part 2, all right? Part 2. And again, excuse any background noise that you may hear. I think my mom was watching a movie, and also my neighborhood sometimes can be a little bit loud depending on, you know, who's out there. So again, just want to let you know, disclaimer. Okay. So what I was talking about to pick up from the last video is I was talking about, oh, y'all can't see that. I'm so sorry about that. Yes, my tweets might come in kind of backwards. But I was just talking about what I was tweeting about. Again, if you need likes, comments to validate you, you are not ready. As a matter of fact, if you need anything to validate you, you're not ready. Because what he wants to see if you're able to still keep pressing forward and still if you're able to still keep on going. Despite if you're not seeing anything, because it's very easy for people who see things come together to, you know, very quickly on a quicker end to, you know, I guess, act like, I mean, to be very happy, of course. You know what I'm saying? For those that work hard. Oh, man, I'm thinking I need some water right now because coffee that made me a little thirsty. Woo. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me go ahead and get into it, though. Let's stop playing around. That's it right here. In case you didn't know. All right now. So what I'm going to talk about is a chapter called Remaining Pure. All right. Again, staying pure is challenging in this world. Evil is always present, even when you're trying to do right. Remaining pure. Evil is always present, even when you're trying to do right. Meaning it seems like it's always some type of opposition. Anytime you're trying to get better, anytime you're trying to do better, here comes something that get it. But here comes something that tries to get in the way. But guess what? It doesn't have any power over you. You still are able to still continue on and to still continue on to do right. It does not have any power over you. The Lord has given you authority and dominion, all right, over all of those things there. So you're still able to press on. The fight of purity is not only internal, but external. It is written in Ephesians 6:12. Good. I was just saying I need to quote more Bible scriptures to back up my what I'm saying here. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm talking like this, y'all. Man, must have been the coffee. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is the King James Version. This fight of purity will be challenging, but there is a great reward that comes with it, and that is the crown of life. I was just talking to the Lord about this here. I said, how come it seems like the people that's doing right, or at least trying to do right, it feels like they're being punished or penalized? And I know that's how the world will sometimes have things set up, but it feels like their process is harder and longer and more challenging. But the person who, or the people who don't have to do as much, or the people who, I don't know, don't change, it seems like they're being rewarded. It seems like they're the ones that's being elevated. It seems like, Lord, and you know, just personal talk, it's like, Lord, you seem like you're looking out for them real good. Now, he's still looking out for us, of course, still looking out for me. But I was just saying how sometimes it was looking on the outward, externally sometimes. But I just want to let you know that he still has your best interest. He still loves you. And sometimes receiving the favor of God, it's not always about what's happening, what's good happening. Because remember, Joseph was still favored and he was in a prison. Okay, Joseph was favored everywhere he go. Favor followed him, although he was not going through the best circumstances. Okay, there's favor that followed David. Okay, and he wasn't always in the best circumstances, of course. All right, so sometimes we don't need to measure our favor based off what's happening in circumstances. Okay, this is again where faith does come in. Man, this feels like a Bible study. Okay, so it says, also, God is great beyond our comprehension that he will bless you for staying in his word. The Bible gives us clear instructions on how to stay pure. It is written in Psalms 119, verse 9, wherewithal, this is the King James Version now, y'all, shall a young man cleanse his way? Meaning man, meaning human. Okay, female, male. By taking heed to there are two, excuse me, y'all. I know it's King James Version, but this is the one I've, just been growing up reading. According to thy word, it also takes a strong commitment by listening to the Holy Spirit. The work of denying the impurities of this world will not be easy. The devil will always make sin look pleasurable and glamorous, but at the end, it's all a snare. So there's a way that seems right, but it's not right. There's a way that everybody is going, and there's a way that seems like the majority, excuse me, let me not say everybody, but the majority. There's a way that seems like the majority is going. There's a path. And I was just, again, man, it's crazy. I'm just reading this. These are things I talked to him about a lot. I said, seems like the people that's going in the wrong direction. And I'm not saying somebody that's trying to get out, they're trying to get better, they're trying to work through it, and they're just going through a process of where they're trying to get out, but they're stuck. And all of us do have our own challenges. But I was just asking him and just saying, I said, how come it just seems like the people that are prospering, and I'm not just talking about financial, the people that seem to be prospering and seeing everything come together, those are the ones that are not really doing right. But the people that are doing right, it don't feel like they're being rewarded. It don't feel like they're being compensated. It doesn't feel like they're being moved up. As a matter of fact, it seems like the wrong things that people are doing sometimes seems like it's benefiting. It seems like it's more beneficial versus the person that's waiting, versus the person that's waiting on a business. Well, not waiting on a business, but, putting in some work, putting in some time, putting in some effort, consistency as well. Which is something I definitely have to still work on here, by the way. But it just seemed like, again, the people who have to, it just seemed like it's different rules for different people, And so I don't want you to become discouraged. I don't want you to feel like, because sometimes what I wish teachers will tell people sometimes, whether they're in the Bible studies, whether it's the pastor, and I know they don't want to discourage anybody, but when you do serve the Lord, sometimes good things may not happen right off the bat. Sometimes, just like, let's say if you're praying for a husband, if you, or men, you praying for a wife or whatever, some of them, right? It may not happen like that just because you're reading the word, just because you're doing right and you're living right. And you see that you're living right, but you see the person that's living wrong. And I'm not saying, again, it's pertaining to those people that's trying to get out and they just stuck and they're trying to get out. But the people that are doing wrong, it seemed like they were the ones that was getting married. It seemed like they were the ones that was, oh yeah, I'm being transparent. Those were the ones that was getting married. Those were the ones that was, it's like, Lord, you didn't challenge them and not that I would want that, but Lord, you didn't challenge them in their finances. Lord, you still had everything coming together for them, and they didn't honor you with their bodies. They didn't honor you with their words. They didn't honor you with this and that. And, I'm not coming from a self-righteous type of spirit at all, but it was just an observation. And what I want to let you know, with all that being said, is what's for you is what's for you. Uh-oh, my iPad is 10% battery. What's for you is what's for you. What's for you is what's for you. And he will not withhold any good thing from you. And that's okay. Again, when what may appear as uncomfortable and unfair will actually work out for your good. It will work out all for your favor. You will come out on top. Okay. So that's what I want you to know here. That's what I really want you to know. And again, favor can still follow you. You're not like a little child, a little kid that you got to see everything come together in order for you to believe that he can move. No, he trusts you a little bit more to see if you can still follow him and still continue to walk his path, although it looks like the wrong things are benefiting and propelling. And that actually is an illusion, and that's actually a trap that he wants you to, that Satan wants you to fall into, because he can make anything look good and make anything look pleasurable. All he has to do is just twist a few things and tweak a few things, and that's pretty much it. So you cannot give into the worldly ways. All right. And I'm not even talking so much about the world. I'm talking about even with proclaimed Christians, and I'm not getting on anybody at all. I'm stay focused on me and focus on my lane. Just observing some things. I was like, these were self-proclaimed Christians saying that they were waiting, and they didn't even wait. But Lord, you still had them. You still had they still saw things come together just like that. So it's like, Lord, what kind of benefit do you have for the people that's waiting? Because it feels like they're getting dirt thrown on them. It feels like they're getting mud thrown on them. I mean, people that's really in it. And so people that's talking this, talk about this and that, it's like, it's easy for them to say because they didn't have to go through a challenging process of really actually waiting or really keeping themselves in whatever areas, okay? Not just that one area, whatever areas, okay? So, but it will all work out. Remember what I said, the devil will always make sin look pleasurable and glamorous, but at the end it's all a snare. It is written in Romans 6:23, and we don't hear this too much, but guess what? I had to put it in there, and this pertains to anybody, even with me. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. It is written in Proverbs 14:27, the fear of the Lord is a foundation of life to depart from the snares of death. Okay? So the fear of the Lord is the foundation of life. Meaning, you looking at these people, yeah, it looks like it's elevating this movement, but guess what? It's all a trap. And some people are willing to walk in it even though they know it's a trap. Some people are willing to walk into it even though they know it's a snare. Okay, but what is a snare? Something that may look good and appear good, but at the end, it's something that will actually destroy you. Okay, and I realized something, that the world will always cheer you on and pat you on the back end, reward you and benefit you. It will seem like it benefits you, when they know that it's a part of your self-destruction. When they know you're walking in self-destruction, good job. All right. But they'll make it harder on the person that knows their worth. They'll make it harder on the person, just like sometimes the wrong type of men will try to make you feel bad, or the wrong type of men will try to make you feel bad if you're doing things God's way, like for real. And it seems like you're being penalized because you were challenged. You're holding up his standard, and you're being mocked at, and you're being laughed at, and you're being scoffed at, and everybody's having their time, and everybody's having their fun, and people looking at you sideways and side eye, or trying to question what's wrong with you, when it's just so many of the majority. And I had a dream, and I hope I written it down. Sometimes I write dreams down. I had a dream of 3 beds. All right. 3. And there was a bed. Let me see if I can remember it. I do remember it. I'm going to tell you about the main parts I remember. There was a bed that was called, I think it was called Good. There was a bed that was called, I can't remember it, but it was in between. It wasn't called Good or Bad. It was just in between. I might have to look up my phone on my notes. There was also another bed that was bad. I'm sure I had another name for it, but that's how I can remember it. And hardly nobody was on. And this is, again, I don't know why. Look, it wasn't heaven, but it just, I don't know if it was supposed to represent heaven. Not sure. But one of the beds, it's like majority of people were on the bad bed. I'm sure it was probably a different name for the bed. I gotta look back at my notes if I wrote that down. But majority of the people was on that bed. The in-between bed, the lukewarm bed, that's what it was. It was lukewarm because it wasn't good or bad. Some people are stuck in between trying to figure out which way they was going to go. Were they going on the good bed or bed or the bed? I don't know why these were beds. So don't ask me why they were beds. Please don't ask me why they were beds. I don't know why. But in the bad bed. And I said, wow, there's hardly nobody. And I guess sometimes your conscience feel like it's being taken from you sometimes. Or what you normally are aware of, you're not aware of so much in a dream. But I said, wow, there's no one hardly on the good bed. And I was just looking from afar. I wasn't on anything, right? And so I feel like what that dream was really telling me is that heaven, it just seems like when you're living right, doing right, you really are on the narrow path. There's not going to be a lot of people that's up there. So if you're not part of the majority, it's actually really a good thing. But the world tells you if you're not part of the majority, it's bad. And yes, you will go through some uncomfortable things and some challenging things, but they're all still there to work for your good. So that's what you really got to remain strong and really know. That's what you really got to know. But I'm gonna explain that dream a little bit more. I didn't mean to throw nobody off with that. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Yeah, but I felt like it had a lot of significance to it. Yeah, so that really made me think like, okay, Jordan, even with me, I have to live all the way right as well. But wow, how did we get here? Let's continue on with the book. I told y'all this just wasn't a book. Okay? So real progress and process is not overnight. I was saying that then. I wrote this book in 2016. Don't be surprised if you fall into a few stumbles in the road. Getting back up after being knocked down is what matters. We cannot continue to live and dwell on yesterday's wrong choices. Staying pure is not just about a mindset. It's not just a mindset, it's a lifestyle that will take every ounce of commitment. Take baby steps or crawl if you have to. If you are waiting for your flesh to submit to God, it won't. Therefore, you must obey the Spirit. Okay? If you can control your tongue, then you can control any part of your flesh. The things we entertain, watch, listen to have a huge impact on what we allow access in our spiritual lives. If we deposit the wrong things into our souls, then we can give Satan a mighty foothold. Spiritual wickedness come in many forms that at first may appear harmless. The Holy Spirit must not be grieved. Allow him to direct you to the crown of life. Remember, we can do all things with Christ who strengthens us. It is written in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 16, be ye holy, for I am holy. Okay, so that was all remaining pure. On page 97. Page 97. There's so many treasures and wisdom in here. But I come here to let you know on the 17-minute video. Oh, yes, this is definitely like a quarantine thing here going on. Please, don't fall in and to give in to how uncomfortable the process is. And so you just give up on it and you go your own way because you feel like it's not worth it. You've been waiting long enough. You've seen other people benefit much faster and quicker for doing things that are opposite. It seems like they're walking backwards. And I think what used to make me feel very disheartening about some things, if that makes sense, y'all. What made me used to feel very disheartening, what was very disheartening, excuse me, let me not use it like that, was there were people that still saw and knew, but they still kept on going. They still kept on going. And I know they had a conscience, and I know they have morals, and I know they have values, and I know they have principles, and I know they have all of these different things. But they discarded them because they wanted a man. They discarded them because they wanted to excel so much they was willing to compromise their dignity and morals. And I'm also talking about with business as well. I'm not just talking about one particular thing. People saw these traps and they knew it, and they still was willing to sacrifice it. They still was willing to give into the wrong things. And nobody is perfect. And I'm gonna say this. I feel like when people use that line, they're trying to excuse them not to work on themselves. So that's why I didn't really like "no one is perfect" line, because I feel like that was just a way to excuse somebody for not growing and not getting better and not to elevate. But I just come up here to let you know, be not discouraged. Remember that the best is yet to come. there is favor that is still upon your life just because you don't see just because the circumstances always look slim. That's going to work out for you. You're going to be glad you went through those circumstances, because when you are finally rewarded, when it finally happens, when it finally comes to pass, you'll be able to withstand anything. You'll be able to withstand. And also, don't worry about what people aren't paying you any attention. What kind of guys ain't paying you attention? What kind of, for the men, women that ain't paying you any attention, business leaders, what kind of executives, oh, I need to charge this up. What kind of executives, or, people who are not trying to fund your vision, whatever it may be, keep on going. Okay? Keep on going. Keep on going. That's just one of the things that they don't tell you that you have to go through, which will look like the sky's failure. But the sky's failure will become a blessing in the future, okay? So try to see it as that now. Don't follow it into frustration. Follow into humility. And trust me, I have been there so many times, and there's still some things that I am definitely still trying to overcome as well. So remember, you are one of a kind. The best is still yet to come. And what you feel like is working against you will work in your favor. And you're going to be so glad. Again, you're going to be so sharp, so strong. And people not even know where your strength and know where all this stuff comes from. But remember, greatness does not happen overnight. So see it as a good thing if you may be overlooked. See it as a good thing if it feels like you've been left and cast to a side, even though you haven't. You're really on his mind. You're really his priority. But he just wants to see how you're going to handle it, and can he trust you with more. So remember, take back what the devil has stolen from you. Click on the links below. It's been really nice coming up here. Really nice coming up here. And remember, the best is yet to come, and you got so much to look forward to. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.